Hello everyone. Hope all of you are doing well and get ready for your midterm exam. So today I'm going to share the question answer of Civics chapter 3 unit 2 of NCERT book class 6. See, as you all know, civics is always based on your concept. So learning of concept is very important. And secondly, you can't go with the question answer only. You need to read the textbook very carefully, because to judge your knowledge of the concept, any line can become from your textbook. So I request you to read your textbook very carefully and as well as learn all the possible question answer from anywhere you want, but make sure you write the good answer, perfect answer, right answer. So here is the first chapter is what is government. As you all know, government means to be responsible for framing and enforcing rules and laws. So before you go with the government definitions or anything, this line is very important, that every country needs a government. Underline this. Why it's important? Because teacher can gives you this line and they can see justify your answer. Every country needs a government. So why every country needs a government? The answer is to make decision and get things done, as you see. And this can be decisions about where to build road and schools, or how to reduce the price of the foods, grains or vegetables, and see to increase the supply of electricity. And the government also takes action on many social issues. So basically the function of the government, whatever the government do for the welfare of the people, like they create, implement, interpret the laws of a country, taking care of the welfare of the people, establishing and maintaining good relationship with other countries. As you see, as I'm scrolling down, you can see this, all these things are here, right? You can make it a point and see they protect the boundaries of the country, maintaining internal peace, maintaining food security, as well as addressing all types of health issues. And these are the things that is the function of the government. But you can't get the straight away questions like write the function of the government. So what did you can get the questions, that is every country needs a government. What is in the first line? See, every country needs a government. So write the answer pointwise, and your answer will be start like every country needs a government to make decision and get things done. Okay, and this decision is for the following reasons, or you can write it pointwise as I am already telling you. Here you can make a one to protect the boundaries, to maintain the food security, to maintain the internal peace. All these things you will get in this paragraph. And then, as you know, what is government? It's already in your exercise questions. And I hope all your teacher told that okay, what is government. But I am always telling you, you can write like this. Govern means to be responsible for framing and enforcing rules and laws. So, a government is an authority that governs on behalf of the people of an area or a country. And the word government is derived from a Greek word which means to direct, rule, or guide. So, you can write it from here also. The answer will be a little different from your online answer, and as well as it's the best answer I ever think. Okay, and then the next thing, here it's the important line again, that is the court are also part of the government. Why you think that why we need court to make rules to implement that, right? And here is the answer, that some rules have to be applied for everyone. Why you think so? If teacher asks you for giving an examples, you can give these examples, and this paragraph is important because you can get underline the line that some rules have to be made that apply to everyone. Justify your answer. Okay, and then comes the level of the government. Level of the government, it's not come like the straight away. This is the level of the government, prime state level, national level. It's not like that. You can get the questions in a different way. That is, you can get like this: how government work for the welfare of the people. In India, you can get like, in India as a democratic country, how government work for the welfare of the people. So the answer is same. The answer is like that the government works at different levels, and here comes the level of the government. So I hope you understand what I'm want to tell you. That is that you can't get the straight away question. You can get the question in democratic country like India, how government works for the welfare of the people. The answer is the government's level. That is, there are three different levels, and you have this levels. You have to write this. Okay, like this levels: local level, national level, or village levels, or locality, town, locality. Okay, always gives an examples, or you can get it in the anywhere you can get the answer, but the question is little different. That I'm going to tell you. The question is here very important. We are here to discuss the possible question. So I tell you, the question is like this. And the next thing is, the government makes laws and everyone who lives in the country has to follow this. Like these questions. This line is very important. Why there is a need of any laws? This is your answer. Why government makes laws? Why there is any need of any laws? That is given an, always mention an example. Not only write the two lines like this: government makes laws and everyone who lives in the country has followed this. Not like that. Always mention an example so that the teacher will learn that you know it. You know the reason behind to make laws. Okay, this paragraph is very important. Read it carefully, and the first line is always important: the government makes laws and everyone who lives in the country has to follow this. What do you think about that? Do you think making laws is necessary? Do you think laws are important? These are the questions. Okay, then the next paragraph is like this: in addition to any action that governments can take, there are steps that people can take if they feel that particular law is not being followed. So why, if that happens, then what people do? People can approach the court. So this paragraph is also very important, and these all are from very short answer type question to the short answer type question. Don't go with the marks, because in the 2 marks questions you also have to write the examples in civics especially. So read this paragraph carefully. This is very important. Then comes the types of government. Here we get the democratic government and the monarchy. See, here is in a democratic government and in a monarchies. So here, this line, that is democracy, it is the people who give, see here, it is the people who give the government this power. So you can get the question like that: okay, democracy is ruled by the people. Justify your answer. This is the answer. This paragraph, like, is up to this is the answer. And the question is, democracy is ruled by the people. It's not like the what is the type of the government, like democratic government, monarchy. Yes, monarchy is very important. The difference of democratic and monarchy is very important. Otherwise, this line are also very important. That is, the in democracy, people who give the government this power. Justify your answer is very important. So that this paragraph is also important. Okay. So let's move. And this monarchy, then come the monarchy. Read this. What do you mean by the monarchy or the form of government? Monarchy. Like, so read it, but difference of the democratic and monarchy is very important. Okay, then come here. Yes, underline this is a very important line. India is a democracy. As you all know, India is a democratic country. So democratic country is very important. Why India is a democratic country? Because in India we vote, as you know the answer. So here is the answer. That is, in India, the government was selected by the people. Right? All you know the answer, but see, this is very important. And then underline the word representative democracy. So what do you mean by the representative democracy? It's a very short answer type questions. You can write like that. The democratic governments in our referred to as representative democracy, or in representative democracy, people do not participate directly, but instead choose their representative through an election process, and this representative meet and make okay. See, another thing I want to tell you, like here you can get the universal here you get the suffrage movement. That is, see, women's suffrage movement. As the term suffrage usually means the right to vote. It's a very important line for MCQ. That is, what do you mean by suffrage? The suffrage usually means right to vote. Highlight this line, you can get it for a MCQ. Or as well as you can get the questions like, what was the significance of the women's suffrage movement? And in the last paragraph is the answer. The entire paragraph you have to read very carefully, but this last paragraph is very important. Why? Because I tell you, you can get in a different questions here, like why hunger strike? Why? See, why people hunger strike was done due to suffrage movement. Here is the answer. You can see that is went on to hunger strike. Why women went on to hunger strike? This paragraph is very important. Or what is the suffrage movement is very important. What are the demands of the suffragettes? What problems did they face to get their demand fulfilled? Read the entire paragraph. All questions is very important. So I once again repeat the meaning of suffrage, the significance of the suffrage movement, what were the demands of the suffrage. See, here is the demand. You can see the line. Demands of the suffrage and what problem they face to get their demands fulfilled. Okay. So for the next, went to the next questions. You can see the picture. You can get a picture questions also, what they're doing. That is electing the people. Here in the last line, you can see this last line is very important. The country was governed by the rules and regulations that these few men made. This line is very important. I once again repeat you, underline this. The country was governed by the rules and regulations that these few men made. Now, what was the questions? The question is that which section of the society were allowed and which section were not allowed to vote, and why? See, you have to read it carefully, that which section is allowed and which section is not allowed to vote and why. So the first paragraph is here. the answer. See, from the below to here, this is the answer. And next, how has India achieved the status of democratic country? And the man behind all this, or the universal adult franchisee, you can see the man behind the idea. It's universal adult franchise is very important, and the man behind the idea is obviously the Gandhiji. And you know, see, this is the universal adult franchisee. What do you mean by the universal adult franchisee? And the man behind it, the man behind it is Gandhiji, as you all know. So what was the questions here? How did universal adult franchisee in India come into existence? Or name a famous person behind this idea. So this is your answer. How? The same thing is like here. Earlier I told you how, because all are not allowed to vote or not allowed to participate for the elections. This, and then Gandhiji noticed this to stop this unfairness and stop these practices in the, universal adult franchisee come into existence, and the person behind it is Gandhiji. I hope I discussed all possible questions for this chapter, but I always told you, read the exercise question. Always read the exercise question. This is what you understand by the government, 5 ways which you think the government affects your life. It's all like the function of the government. It's very simple. Here all the questions are here. Above that, whatever possible questions can come or important line, I discuss this. If you have any doubt, write in the comment box. I will try to solve it. And read your text very carefully. Each line is very important. Understand all the through all example, and always mention examples for your questions answer. Exam, in exam always mention example for short answer type questions and for long answer type questions, and for odds it's essential, otherwise you will not get any marks. So if you think this video useful, like, share and subscribe my channel. Those who are subscribed already, thank you very much. I'm trying to help you, all of you. So please like, share and subscribe.